top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get started. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the LSRTV production of the 5th race of the SIM500 Blizzard Cup Series, brought to you by Trans Service Logistics. My name is John Mushon Jr. In the booth with me tonight is Corey Silva. On the van and gets beautiful scenes is Cody Wooten. Tonight's event, 150 laps at Richmond International Raceway. Corey, your thoughts? Is Corey going to join me? So anyway, folks, 150 laps here at Richmond International Raceway. Some of the best drivers in the sim racing service. I'm talking about Mike, Monday Night Mike Montesi. This guy's won 2 races in the last 4 that we've had tonight. I think he's back-to-back, actually. He won last race, and then he won Dover, I believe. We've got guys like in the field tonight. Donnie's a real-life racer. Truck Series, he's got a win in the Truck Series. He drives the modifieds, the whole Mystic Missile up there in the Northeast. We've got guys like Kevin DeBrown, Chad Coleman, Bentley Glazer's another one. He's a former winner in this series as well. Our points leader, though, Mike Montesi, coming to this thing tonight. Mike's looking hot. Have we got Corey back yet there, Cody? All right. How you doing tonight, Corey? You ready for this? Sorry for the technical issues here, folks. We're trying to get Corey squared away. It's his first night working with us tonight here at LSRTV. Tell you what, the Richmond International Raceway, it's a D-shaped little oval, about 3/4 of a mile long, and it can be a handful if you're not quite used to it. And these guys are running the next gen car tonight. I personally haven't run any laps in this car on this track, but I've done a lot of laps at this track in modifieds, super late models, B car, trucks, you name it. It's a fun little track, but man, you got to be really careful with that throttle, and especially with this new car. I'm hearing from a lot of guys down in the pits that coming off of 4, it's very difficult to get into the throttle without the car getting snappy loose. And by snappy loose, I mean it wants to slide, and all of a sudden it catches grip and throws you to the outside wall. But some of those guys are dealing with it. Some of them are still struggling with it in practice. We got about 3 minutes left in practice. Tonight's weather is going to be gonna be mild, I think. It's gonna be a nice, I guess that's a day. It's 8 o'clock at night here in Louisiana, but over there in Richmond, it's a beautiful day. 78 degrees ambient temperature, wind speed of 2 miles an hour, partly cloudy skies with a track temperature of 106. Now, we're gonna keep an eye on that track temperature because if it goes up to anything like 110 or 115, we could see even more loose conditions for these guys. Excuse me. We got Corey back yet? No? All right, so let's just check out our race info while we wait for Corey to get things straightened out here. Tonight's race, like I said at the top of the show, is going to be 150 laps. We're going to have qualifying, and if we need to, we're going to have a last chance qualifier. Not real sure if we're going to need that just yet. Right now, we've got, I believe, 31 cars in the field. I believe we take, what, 18, Cody? Yeah, we're going to take 18, and then they're going to run the last chance qualifier, and we have how many in the race right now? We've got 30 even in the race right now, so we will be doing a last chance qualifier, and I believe they take 6 from that, or is it 8? 6. We'll get a hard number on that for you folks before we actually run it. And then the main event's 150 laps, a very exciting racetrack. I've been there in real life. I've loved this racetrack with all my heart. I actually used to live about 10 minutes down the road from Richmond, and like I said, it's a difficult place to get used to, but once you get into the rhythm here, it's definitely one of those rhythm racetracks. And once you get into that rhythm, man, it feels good. It's just it's a blast to drive on. So we got about another minute and a half left in practice, and these guys are going to be gridding up for qualifying. It's going to be 2 laps or 5 minutes, whichever happens first for these guys. And don't forget that new feature. That new feature that iRacing's got that allows these guys just to say, hey, I'm ready to race. They'll click that little blue button and they'll just hang out for a little while. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break and let Corey get his stuff situated. And when we come back, we'll have some more the pre-race action for you, qualifying, and then the last chance qualifier.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway, LSRTV's production of the SIM500 Blizzard Cup Series, brought to you by Trans-Service Logistics. Trans-Service has been a big part of this racing family for a good 4 years, I believe. Glenn Campbell is one of the regional head honchos over there. He brought them over. They've been really great to the SIM500 guys. So if you get a chance and you love these guys here at the SIM500, pass on by transservice.com. Give them a little like and some love. Check out what they've got to offer. They might be able to help you out with something. You never know. On track right now, we've got qualifying going on. And as you see on your screen, we got the 18 car, Bentley Glazer. Bentley's been fast all 4 races we've had. He's had some bad luck. He does have 1 win, though, in this series. And he's one of only 3 people that have won. And his lap's going to be a nice one. But Friere's also already on the board. Robert Friere III driving that really awesome 77 car. It looks kind of like the Miller Genuine Draft car. He puts down a 22.37 It's 22.37 seconds. Right now, he is fastest on track. God, you hear that thing hitting the chip as they come off of it, going down the front stretch. These engines, man, this new gen, this next gen car, it's an exciting car. I'm really looking forward to the 2022 racing season of NASCAR when they get back on track. And that's kind of what these guys are doing here tonight. These guys are practicing with this new gen car. Many series, I believe it's 10 races. They're going to try all different sorts of tracks. They've already been to home, I believe Talladega. I mean, they're doing one to a beach track, trying to get a handful. Right now, you're looking at Anthony Calitone out on track. His current lap is the 22.527. That's his fastest lap right now. That's going to put him up there. Not too bad. Well, it comes in with a 22.25. Down at 22. And he spins it. He's going to lose it coming off before. We were talking about these cars, for whatever reason, are very, very loose on exit of 4. And that just made itself big time apparent. Out on track right now, we've got Monday Night's Mike Montesi. That's the new nickname these guys have given him. He's been dominating for the last few nights. He's won the last 2 races here at the SimService Transservice Cup Series. SIM500 Transservice Cup Series, excuse me. And that's not a good way to start his night, though. Mike puts it into the wall there in 1 and 2. So he's going to probably try and back that up a little bit and get at least 1 lap in there. On track right now is the 19 car of Tyler Dalton. Tyler's also been fast in this series. He just hasn't been able to put together a full race. He's either been caught up in other people's mess, or maybe I believe he's had a couple of speeding penalties on pit road that kind of took him out of contention. But right now, he's on track. Chad Coleman has put down a fast lap, 22.24. But look at that. Tommy Ryan takes the top of the board with a 22.18. That's all in the mail right there, folks. Tommy Ryan, that 9.9 car, 22.18. And as I say that, Daniel Falkingham puts up a 22.1. Man, Falkingham is blazing. Falkingham's finally got him a paint job on that car, it looks like. And 22.138 for him. Tommy Ryan, Chad Coleman, they all bumped Donnie Leah back down to 4th. Donnie was up there for a little bit, but he's been put back down. Lobster 207, the Chevrolet Camaro of Daniel Falkingham, that lobster ride of his, puts down a 22.138. That's a great lap right there. Up
Hello,
next, looks like we're going
everybody.
to watch Bobby Wetzel. There he is. Hello, Corey.
Sorry, security was really having trouble getting in the booth here, but welcome
Did they pull a
everybody.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. on you?
Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to sneak in, but they didn't like it. But happy to be here. Now it looks like we're just wrapping up Q here. As you said, Daniel Falkingham on the pole by just Ryan and getting ready for tonight's action.
Yeah, I tell you, I was really surprised with that lap that Falkingham put down, man, but he put it on him. So it looks like unless somebody else has a last-minute lap they're going to throw in, Falkingham will be our pole winner for tonight. Now, I don't know if you caught all the excitement earlier, but we're going to have ourselves a last chance. They're going to hit 18 of the fastest out. He was going to be Tyler, Shannon Wood right there. So the guys, no. Wow, we're going straight to warm-up. We're hearing from the production booth. We get straight to 150 laps of action tonight, Corey. What are your thoughts on Richmond, man?
Well, Richmond used to be one of my favorite tracks because I used to be pretty good here. But over the years, well, that kind of dissipated, especially with these new cars. As I kind of heard you say, you didn't have too much experience here, and neither do I in these next-gen machines. So I heard that it's pretty loose on corner exit, particularly off of 4. So especially it'll be interesting to see if the line moves around and what these guys are going to be able to do as the rubber goes in the track and the tires wear.
You see it right there, Falkingham loose off of 4 himself. I've heard from a lot of the guys, Corey, that especially if you're underneath the car, like trying to complete a pass or maybe start a pass coming through 3 and 4, the car it won't hold. It gets real loose. And I look for maybe that exit to be our calamity corner for tonight.
I agree. The aerodynamics definitely are not in your favor in the side-by-side situation gen machines, but looks like we are wrapping up the session here. Now we're heading right to 150-lap feature event.
Yeah, Joey doesn't give these guys a whole lot of warm-up time. He says, bring what you're ready with, or something like that. I don't know. It's a ism. Goes. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to go ahead and cover the grid for you real quick as they get the lineup ready. And we talked about him at the top of the show. Daniel Falkham throwing in that fast lap. Row 1 pole sitter, Daniel Falkham, the 39 car. To his outside, Tommy Ryan. Inside, row 2, Chad Coleman, the 38 car. To his outside, Donnie Leah in the 7 car. Row 3, Bentley Glazer in the 18 car. Mike Kelly in the 2 car. To his outside. Row 4 sees Kevin DeBrown, the 93. And to his outside, Robert Freire the 3rd, a 77 an MGD car. Not really MGD, but close enough. Row 5, Scott Simley, the 12 car. And to his outside, Jimmy Coleman in the 54. Take it away there, Corey.
Of course, in that number 11 position, we have the 44 of Glenn Campbell with Joey Katina to his outside. In row number 7, you'll find Mike Montesi and then Matthew Karakoff in the 14th position. Row number 8 will populate with Anthony Calantoni and Jose Medina on the outside in the number 24 machine. And then we'll find Anthony Monroe and Shannon Wood in row number 9. Not row number 10, Doug Sigmund and Evan England.
Row 11 finds Jose Gonzalez in the 26 car. His outside, Tyler Dalton in the 19. Inside, row 13 be E.J. O'Rourke in the number 41. Nelson Rivera on his outside at 22. Row 13 be Charles Woods in the 40. John Fowler, 5 of row 13 in the 00 car. 14 is going to be Randy Yoke of the 8 car. Bobby Wetzel in the 9 car. Bobby didn't even take a out.
All right,
Jeff
and then we'll
Ryan
wrap
going to be in that 3 car. Sorry, go ahead.
Just Jeff Ryan, Gerald Livingston, and then rounding up the field is going to be, well, that's it.
Well, here we go. Corey, lights are off already on the pace car. They've done their warm-up lap. They're going through 1 and 2 right now. When they come back around to 3 and 4 next time by will be green, man. What are your thoughts real quick on this fast grid we've got?
Oh, we got 30 guys here, 30 drivers strong here at Richmond on a short track with difficult cars to handle, daytimes, hot, slick conditions. I'm expecting some action and some calamity here tonight, John.
I could not have put it better myself, man. It's like you've been watching these guys all along. I shouldn't say that. They actually put on some really great racing, but this car and this track are today like through the handful for them. Folks, the pace car is off. We're getting the green flag in the air. Falkham on the inside, Ryan on the outside. We'll see who gets the better start. My guess is it's going to be that 39 car, Falkham. And there we go. Green flag is out. He gets a great jump. Ryan kind of swings up to the outside there. We'll see if these guys make it through turns 1 and 2 clean. Go Falkers onto the backstretch.
Nice gap by Falkingham, but we're going to be side by side about 3-4 rows back. You'll find the number 38 machine of Chad Coleman to the inside of the number 7 of Donnie Leah. They'll be side by side off 4 to complete lap number 1.
Donnie Lee is kind of hanging on the outside there. I talked to him earlier. He likes that outside line here at Richmond. We'll see how it works for him right here. We're going through 1 and 2. Pretty stable on the outside. He's still got that 2 car with Mike Kelly down the inside.
What was that about being stable right there? Big wiggle from Donnie Leah there off of turn number 2. We got some smoke off of Mike Kelly there, locking the brakes up in corner number 3.
And there's our stealth mode. We're really proud of our stealth mode here at LSRTV. We're going to try and incorporate that into the military vehicles later on this year. We'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, back to racing. We still got kind of a 2-wide fight here between Kelly and Leah going down that backstretch there.
Stealth mode engaged again, but here we come with the number 2 machine to the inside. 7 running the Larson line up there all the way on the fence. Not sure how well that'll work here at the Richmond Raceway, but he'll fall back a spot, does that number 7 machine.
Hey, are we having fun yet, Corey? Folks, bear with us. We're having issues here on our side of the production van. I'm sure my wizard down there is going to get this fixed real quick. In the meantime, we have racing going on the track. They're going to kind of narrow out the single file for the first 5 or 6 positions there. Corey, what do you think is going to happen here? Are they going to lay back and take it easy for a few laps to get this car?
Yeah, you kind of have to feel it out and, keep your tires in check. One thing that I have noticed in my experience on the racetrack, John, is that when you're in that higher lane, sometimes it's advantageous earlier in the run, but a lot of times it will wear the rubber out a little bit sooner, which could affect you on the long run. So if you are going to have a long run, I want to stay a little bit lower and save the tires.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I mean, like I said, I haven't raced this car here, but I have done a lot of laps on this track. I've done a few wins. And I've always been a very non-aggressive driver at Richmond, trying to save my tires. But just to make sure I'm there at the end. But with this car, I just don't know. I don't know what tire wear is like. I don't know what the fuel mileage is like. It's really a big question, especially for the guys down in the car. I talked to a few of them pre-race, and they didn't have a handle on any of it. None of them did, really.
We have some action further in the back. We have the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. He was all the way up on the top of the racetrack, nearly in the fence. 22 of Nelson Rivera in the picture as well as the number 8 of Randy Yoakum to the inside.
Well, we've had a change for the lead up front. Ryan already has a half a second lead on Falkingham. Not sure what happened there. It was part of our technical issues. We were missing a little bit there, but it looks like possibly Falkingham might have got loose somewhere, and Ryan got by him. But either way, that puts Tommy Ryan up front. Falkingham second, Coleman third, Kelly fourth, and Donnie Leah hanging on back there fifth.
You saw it there just on 1 and 2 there, John. That number 39 machine, maybe he had a bad lap, but he hooked the bottom of 1 and 2 really well, gained a little bit of time back on Ryan. So this could be the strategy to save tires, let Ryan burn his stuff up, or maybe Tommy Ryan just that much faster. I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Well, Tommy is a little bit more of an aggressive driver. He's definitely a go while you got it kind of guy. And I've raced against these guys a lot. I'm going to tell you, Falkingham, short tracks are his forte, man. He loves these short tracks. He loves a flat track even more. And Richmond's not really too flat, but it's definitely a short track. And he's definitely one to keep your eye on here at Richmond.
And John, I'm looking at the stopwatch here that we have on our live time that you can find on LSRTV.com. And they basically dead equal, Ryan and Falkingham. 1/100th of a second separated that last time. So maybe that was a bad lap by the 39 that one time, but they're pretty much equal at this point in the race.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys are really, I said at the top of the show, Corey, these are some of the best in sim racing, and they never fail to impress. In the meantime, it looks kind of like we've singled out for the most part. As I say that, look, we got a two-wide fight right here between Kevin DeBrown down the inside. He's got the Leah there. They're kind of fighting for that spot right there. Kevin DeBrown's another one to keep your eyes on. He's been one of the lap leaders in this series so far. He's led a substantial amount of laps here. He just hasn't put enough for the win.
Yeah, so part of that classic Richmond, John, as we have our stealth mode again, is that classic Richmond is you can run side by side here for laps on laps. That top groove can side by side, but really have a hard time clearing the pass. So that 93, I believe he is faster, but it's just a matter of finding a way by him at this point.
You know, we talked about earlier that just that exit of 4 and also the exit of 2 a little bit. It's just the car gets so loose. So right there, I'm pretty sure what we saw was Kevin DeBrown recognizing the issue he had in practice, which was not being able to really get the throttle down, and he's going to back off and let this car settle in a little bit. But I guarantee you, give it a few more laps, we're going to see a lot of dicing it up out here. Right now, lap 15 of 150. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
One thing I want to point out is, see right there off of turn 2 that there, all that rubber to the inside of the track that pretty much went right to the inside wall. That is pretty much all of these drivers getting loose and smacking the inside concrete or safer barrier, lap over lap in practice. So the impressive part so far, John, is we're 17 laps in, and these guys have managed to keep these cars under control.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this group of drivers that I've noticed over the years is no matter how bad they look in practice, they really get together. Oh, and as we say that, we got a little contact there. I'm not sure who that was in that white car. I can't tell right now. That looks like the 04. Is that the 04? Yeah, that's going to be the 04 of Doug Sigmund. He got a little bit of contact there going off the exit of the turn 2, I think it was, and went down for a ride towards the inside wall. I'm not real sure if he made hard contact or not. It doesn't look like he did. But he does have some nose damage there, it looks like, Corey.
Yeah, I was working on a burger reference there, but just didn't come up with it in time. But pretty much that looked like it was a wreck that just didn't happen. And because it didn't happen, a lot of lost time of position for the 04, but we do stay green as we go back to the battle for about the 3rd, 4th, 5th position. You see Mike Kelly in the 2 machine try to battle that number 38 of Chad Coleman.
And, they've got a pretty good on-track rivalry. They've been after each other pretty much every race in this series, so it's probably a good thing to keep an eye on those two, especially later on in the race when tempers start to get a little shorter and we start to see a lot more door banging, you know what I mean. That's one thing Richmond's good about is close contact racing.
Yeah, I do actually have some personal on-track experience with Chad Coleman going back at this point 5-6 years, but I can attest to how good of a driver he is and how hard and clean he will fight for these positions as he is hanging on here for that third spot.
Absolutely. Stealth mode kicking in again. Gotta love it. There's right there on track. 77, Robert Frio III. That car is a throwback to Rusty Wallace's MGD car. It's not sponsored by Miller Genuine Draft. It's just the same color scheme and design. I still love it though, man. They did a great job on that car. Right behind him, you'll see the 12 car, Scott Simley. We haven't talked much about Scott in the last couple of weeks, but he's been strong. But again, he's just another one of those drivers, Corey, that has run into some bad luck in the last 2 or 3 races.
Yeah, one thing I did notice there, John, is that Scott Simley and rather Mike Montesi, the number 21 machine, trying that higher line. You can see a little bit higher entry, trying to cut to the apex and then get a little bit straighter run off. Gives him that run down the straightaways, trying to set up for that run into the corner. Just can't quite get it yet.
I'll give him time. He'll figure it out. That's Mike Montesi right there. Here's our points leader, Corey. He's won the last 2 races here. He's the first repeat winner and the first person to win 2 races in the series. And he'll get this figured out. He'll figure out a way to get around these guys. And he's usually pretty clean about it, too. Oh, what is that? Is that the, yeah, Ridley Glazer, the 18 car. Got wicked loose just now off the exit of turn there. And I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised that Frieri was able to get off the binders and not run him over and keep his own car straight there.
Glazer, another one of the winners on this season, as from what I can see here on our point standings, we have 3 different winners this season, being Coleman, Glazer, and Montesi. So on board here with Bentley Glazer in that 7th spot. You can see right in that 6th position, that's Kevin Brown in the 93. You can see, as I said earlier, John, some different lines coming in. These guys experimenting, a couple feet higher, a couple feet lower, trying to see what works best for their car.
Yeah, you can really see the rubber starting to come into the grip, to the track also. Whoa! Got one washing way up higher. That's the 3, Jeff Ryan, excuse me. He's going to be going a lap down, I do believe. We've already got a couple of cars going laps down, it looks like there, Corey. According to scoring, Jeff Ryan's a lap down. Kevin England's in the pits. Clint Campbell's a few laps down. He's 5 laps down, and Fowler didn't even make the race, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like as we kind of go through our standings here, we can see on our ticker here on the left side of the screen, we have most of the field within 10 seconds, which here at Richmond, roughly a half lap, a little bit less. Doug Sigmund with that spin that he had earlier, near spin, about a half a lap down. But these guys hanging in pretty well. Shouldn't have some serious lap traffic for a little bit of time.
To me, that's what makes the racing fun. We've got a fight between Joey Jatina, Joe Gonzalez, and the 28 car Karakov. I'm not sure if Joey had an issue there, but he looked really slow for a second. As 1, 2, and now maybe 3 cars. EJ O'Rourke thinks about the pass, and he's going to try it down 3 and 4 right here.
Yeah, who tuned up that number 14 LSRTV machine? Looks like he's heading backwards right now as that number 41 machine, EJ O'Rourke, goes by Joey Gatina.
It's the curse, man. I tell you, I told Joey, I painted that car for him. I said, look, man, we'll paint you a new car. That car is cursed. It's bad luck. And just about every race we've broadcast so far.
I might have to get some of my old team here in the booth and into his garage to try to work on it, but nearly gets into the side of the 41 there on the exit of 4.
Yeah, Joey was, Joey's one of the guys I talked to, Corey, having a handful of trouble getting around the track the way he really wanted it to. And here's our stealth. Want it to. Bear with us, folks. It's not something we can really help. It's just, it's internet. It's just what it is.
Just need a little bit of pick. Magic isn't really on our favor tonight, but doing the best we can, Go Radio style, as we try to bring this broadcast to you here live on LSRTV, on YouTube, and on Facebook. As we can still see here, this battle on screen. We're holding up traffic a little bit. Bentley Glazer and a couple other drivers.
Bear with us, folks. We are going to get through this as quickly as we can. In the meantime, we're watching a nice race shape up here between Frieri in that 77 car and Scott Simley in the 12 car. Scott seemed to pull him in a little bit there, Corey, like you touched on with a driver earlier. It's getting to him's one thing. It's getting by him is a completely different story.
Yeah, and we're still early enough in the race where you could use fractions about 1/5 distance in tonight's effort. So you can afford to use patience maybe till lap 80, 90. At that point, you know, you're going to start making more aggressive moves because 50 laps at Richmond will go by in the snap of your fingers.
Oh yeah, especially as fast as these guys are going right now. They are really doing a great job getting around this track. They're, whoa, picking those laps, knocking them down. That's a lot of close contact right there. But they're doing 23-second laps right now, and you know, that's almost 3 laps a minute. So this is going to go by pretty quick if these guys keep up this pace. And that's
What were we talking about pre-race there, John, about how long this race should elapse? And I was kind of saying a little bit of calamity, and you're kind of saying that it looks like these guys have just proved us wrong entirely as the 35 laps clean and green, as these guys are spread out, but still having some nice battles as we have some contact in 3 and 4.
Oh, wow, they really managed to keep that thing straight, didn't they? That's amazing right there. I mean, especially right there where that contact was made, Corey. That's one of the worst parts of the track. These guys lose traction.
I want to say that may have been the 82 of Anthony Monroe that got washed up the track. Well, for sure he was on the wall there on the back straightaway as he's behind the number 28 of Matthew Karakov.
Yeah, he and Karakov were fighting, but I believe that was the 21 car. I couldn't see what he was fighting with when he had a little scrape bump right there, but bear with me. I'm having some issues on my end as well. So if I go silent a minute there, Corey, just bear with me.
Now we have the 93 machine. He is under fire right now from Robert Frieri III, getting that run on the front straightaway, diving on into corner number 1. We're going to have a side-by-side battle for that position right here on the racetrack. Scott Simley's going to try to... Right now, he's going to dive underneath. 93 is going to lose 2 positions in 1 corner.
Yeah, that's... oh, wow, we got our wicked loose up there on the top. I'm going to bottleneck everybody there. That's going to be the 04 car of Doug Simmons. He got into a bit of a kerfuffle earlier and got a little bit of the inside wall. But I was going to say a minute ago, before I had my little issues there, Corey, we've had pretty much kind of one of every track except for plate tracks. They haven't done plate tracks and skipped that, but they've done a 1.5 miles. They've done a mile. They've done a short track now here at Richmond. And I tell you what, these cars just don't stop impressing me. I mean, I know it's a hard thing to get used to a car that you've never driven before for these guys, but their ability of these guys in this group of SIM500 guys to lay down some laps, with little or no experience on the car and the track is amazing. What in the hell was that? Somebody just tried to get in the pits and hit the pit wall. Do we have any idea who that was?
Looks like from the telemetry that it... Is that the number 3
Oh, that's
machine?
Jeff Ryan, the 3 car, yeah. Still no caution now.
He was already having a bad day. Well, now it's made a little bit worse as we go to LSRTV replay.
Pulse poppers, this is a replay for you. And it looked like he was trying to get on the pit road here, Corey, and just didn't make it. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, that,
wow.
I mean, that happens, but he does continue under green flag conditions.
And what's insane is nobody hit him right there. I mean, half his butt
he's gonna try again. Yeah, let's see if take 2 is a little bit better. Success.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's tough luck for that Sunoco-driven number 3 car by Jeff Ryan there. It's a beautiful car, just not right now. It's got some nose damage and definitely some suspension damage, I'm sure, from that little love tap from the wall. Meantime, back up front, Tommy Ryan, that's Jeff's brother, is still leading this thing, and he's actually pulled out to a 1.2 second lead over Donnie Lee on the wall right there.
And that'll open up the door for the number 18 machine to the inside, Bentley Glazer. Take a spot, and here comes Robert Frieri.
Yeah, he's going to bring Frieri with him. You know what we call those little brushes on the wall there, Corey?
Enlighten me.
Those are on-track, in-race adjustments.
Well, what was that? Was it a Phoenix where Kyle Larson had a little on-track adjustment that ended up benefiting him?
Well, the
championship round.
The first person I ever saw do it was Jeff Gordon at Indianapolis Motor Speedway back in '95, I think. He was still driving Illumina, so yeah, it was 95, 96, somewhere around there. But he or 94 maybe, I don't know. But in qualifying, he smacked the outside wall hard enough to knock the spoiler up and still won the pole. And in the interview after that, he was like, yeah, it was just an on-track adjustment.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I will say, I thought I was dating myself, but you got me by a couple of years there. But
Oh.
But I
tell you
do
what,
remember
man,
it did
not
happen
to
to
give my
Kyle
age
Larson.
away.
I do remember it did happen to Kyle Larson this year for us more recent folks. But I was looking at the schedule too, John, as you were talking about how varied of a schedule they've had thus far and the races that are to come while we have a little bit of moment here on the racetrack. We're followed up by Talladega, Michigan, Iowa, and Atlanta. Quite the diverse tracks to conclude this little mini season that wraps up at the end of the month.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was looking at the schedule when they first came out with it, and it's going to be fun, I think. Like I said, they've already done the Chicagoland Auto Club, Dover, a 1 mile track, and then home from Miami, a 1.5 miles. And they've all been great racing. Here we are at Richmond, and I mean, Richmond of all places. We're 47 laps into this thing, Corey, and it's still green. I mean, that's amazing. And we've got some pretty good racing on track. Mainly, we're seeing a bunch of guys trying not to hit the outside wall. Is what it looks like most of the time.
Driver exiting the pits right here, number 82 machine of Anthony Monroe. He'll be back to the 25th position after that stop. I wonder if that's scheduled or not. I guess we'll kind of find out as we're at 1/3 distance, so it may be scheduled, John. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I wish I could answer that for you, Corey. I'm not real sure myself. I did talk to a bunch of guys pre-race, and nobody's really sure on tire wear or... Oh, look at how loose he is. Sliding that thing through that turn. Did he recover it? Let's see.
Tokyo
He
Drift,
did, but now he's going to loop
success.
on the back stretch. Oh, he's not. Oh, wow.
We just needed a little bit more rubber off of turn number 2 there, so thanks
Just
to
a
Anthony
little
Monroe
bit.
for adding to that. Great job saving it, if at all. We have another driver on pit road who has...
And he just retired. Or no, he didn't. There he goes. Or did he? Yep, he's out. He's retired. I think Monroe was confused. He thought we were at Eldora for a second there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do want to bring up, John, is towards the end of this run here, we are about 2 seconds fall off from the first lap.
Yeah,
The best lap of Tommy Ryan at 22.2. Pretty much a 24 flat last time by. So the old strategy of do you short pit, take the overcut on tires, get the run, do you save it for later? All those kind of things come into question on these long green flag races, and I hate making those calls, and every one I make is wrong, so we'll see how these guys fare tonight.
I completely understand you. Right now, I see Kevin the Brown's on pit road. We'll see what he's going to do here. He's probably going to take full tires and fuel. I'm sure they got 3 sets of tires, and we're well past. We're almost the 50 lap 52, so I'm sure he's going to want to grab some fresh rubber and fill this thing up. I mean, technically, Corey, fuel's not an issue. I was told that they could get over 150 laps of fuel on one run. But as you just pointed out, tire wear does seem to be a big thing here. So, and here we go, the 38 car. That's Chad Coleman. He's either dropping back. Yeah, he's dropping back, it looks like.
Well, is he headed to pit road? Because it looks like he's just kind of letting them ride for the time being, apparently. So we'll see what happens. If I put my crew chief hat on, which I'll test doesn't fit very well, it's either going to be a 2-stop race or a 1-stop race, John. If this thing does stay green to the end, which, I mean, maybe it will, I'd expect these guys coming in right around that halfway point. That'd be the most logical. If they did want to do a 2-stop race, I want to come in now. So I'm kind of thinking we're going to have a lot of pit stops in about 20 laps. So if you have anything left, good time to use it.
Matthew Karakofi's online again. On pit road. I hope he's online if he's in here.
He's got that AOL dial-up in full swing right there. Is that number 28 machine on pit road right now?
I remember the dial-up.
Karakov on pit road, that number 28 machine. So a lot of these guys in the top 5, top 10 starting to peel off. So we'll see if that continues the pit train.
Looks like Falkingham is giving up second spot. He might be thinking about coming into pit road himself. Or if Kelly, I don't know if Kelly just passed him up or what, but yeah, he's definitely dropping back. I mean, look at the lead that Tommy Ryan's got right now on the rest of these guys. He's almost a 4-second lead ahead of Mike Kelly right now.
Yeah, and Chad Coleman back almost 6 seconds. He was just in that 3rd spot. We saw him lose a couple spots, but now 6 seconds back.
On the backstretch. I think that was Bobby Wetzel, maybe? I couldn't tell from that aerial shot.
Yeah, looks like
Whoever
some
it was,
damage and some smoke coming from his vehicle. EJ O'Rourke in the pits right now, so a little bit harder for us to kind of get the footage and the replays because of our, as we call, stealth modes. We apologize for that, but we are trying to get you guys through it here as pit stops seem to be in full swing here, pushing lap number 60 here at Richmond.
That's that's going to answer a question for us. We were wondering how far these guys would push these cars on these tires. Oh wow, a lot of damage on that 24 car. 24 on your screen, but who is he in the lineup? That's the question. Oh, Jose Medina. Okay. Yeah,
So,
there he is. I got him.
Again,
Yeah,
John,
well,
I gotta put my crew chief hat on again. I don't get the strategy right now. Lap 60, are you gonna do 60 and 90? Are you gonna do 2 stops? Are you banking on a caution? I don't get it. But that's why I'm in the booth, and that's why I'm watching them, and that's why they're driving.
you know what this could also be is this could also be a bunch of guys wanting to see what these tires are looking like right now. I mean, I'm like you. I don't know, and I can sit here and guess all night, but it's not gonna do us any good. It's possible. Here comes Chad Coleman in the pits now. I'm just really amazed at the fact that Tommy Ryan stretched this out a big lead and not seem to slow down as much as I would have thought he would. Does that make sense? I mean, yeah, he lost 2 seconds on his lap time, but man.
He can use that lead to his advantage because now he can kind of use that 4 seconds. He could pit a couple laps later, still have the lead, and then still get the better tires on the end of the deal and get that run too. So all the benefits of being the leader with a huge lead.
Yeah, Leah got wicked loose just now. Exit of 4, was able to save it, but that's going to give Gonzalez
in the
a chance to
fences,
get
Leah.
by him. Oh, dang, man, that wall just reached up and bit him as hard as it could there. Got a car trying to get out of pit road.
I was going to say, is that a little bit overkill for a on-track adjustment there, John?
That was a big swing at it. That's what we'll call that.
41 with some
O'Rourke's going
aerial
for it.
acrobats.
Wow. EJ thought he marked again, man. He's down there in the half pipe. Holy cow. Man,
Landscape
I'm wondering how much damage
Services.
that did. That front end.
You will get some splitter damage here on iRacing when you do have those big events, if we'll call it that. So we'll see where it does
absolutely.
keep him, but he's in the 22nd position, trying to make the most of those tires and gain some time back.
Now look at this big speed difference he's got now, folks. Look at this. He's just going to be passing these guys that have not been up so fast right now. And on a short track, Corey, you know that closure rate can just seem like so much more than it really is.
It's actually kind of scary, to be honest, if you're one of the guys on the older tires, because you can't ever get a break. You're constantly just, where do you go? It's the first caution of the race.
Caution on track. Well, that's going to mix things up because we got a bunch of guys that haven't pitted yet, and we got a bunch of guys that have that now are on a lap down.
Production trailer trying to find the cause of that, but as you did say, John, that's going to throw the strategy off. We're going to have a lot of wave rounds as about 12 guys stayed out. And a lot of our big names caught a lap down. They're going to have to take that wave around, start at the back of the pack on slightly older tires.
Yeah, and that's going to give guys like Ryan, Glazer, Kelly, Barry, Smiley, all these guys a chance to get in, get tires, maybe adjust a little bit of damage out of the car. So we're going to see a whole bunch of new faces up front for this next run here, Corey.
Yes, we will, as pit road is a busy place right now. Tommy Ryan, you can see the gap he has, so he'll have to have a pretty bad stop to lose the lead with that gap he has entering pit road. Bentley Glazer, Mike Kelly, Robert Freire, and Scott Simley, your top 5.
And we'll see who gets on the pit road and off of pit road without making any mistakes. That's key. Look at that
Tommy
right there.
Ryan's.
Tommy Ryan, this is pit box.
That's going to cost him, but I don't think it's going to cost him enough, but we'll see if it was enough to cost him the lead here, as we do have some guys exiting the pits. Somebody's out there first, trying to figure out who that was. Randy
Dalton,
Yoakum.
Glazer, wow. Yoakum stayed out, I think. I don't think he even pitted.
That or he just drove right through, but we'll see how it does shake out once they cross the timing line again, but it'll...
Oh, we got some speeding penalties, it looks like.
It's going to cost you, but it's early enough in the race, John, that you might be able to overcome it, but That's not what you want to do here, especially for these guys up front. Do we have any idea who that was?
That was Glazer, it looks like, and
Oh, no.
possibly another car. I saw two guys down the inside coming out of the pits, like I could go by them. Glazer was one of them. I couldn't tell who the other one was. And Dalton's back in the pit, so
the worst part of a speeding penalty with wave rounds is you're not just last. You're like last. He's pretty much going to be...
Yeah, like you're behind everybody.
So he's going to need another quick caution to kind of reset himself, but 80 laps to go, 82, if I can do some mathematics here. So, but we'll see what happens. We still have, looks like number 99 will resume the lead here, as the drivers who didn't pit have pitted. Ryan, Frieri, Gonzalez, Simley, and Kelly will be your top 5 taking this restart.
Yes. Oops. So we got that from our production booth folks down the pit road there. Sounds like the caution might have been between two cars on track, 39 of Daniel Falkingham and the 9 of Bobby Wetzel. We're not sure what happened. We're being told those are the 2 cars that were involved. So we'll keep an eye on that. There's the Lobster 207 sponsored Chevy Camaro of Daniel Falkingham. First Rate Bait, I believe it's called. I should know this. I painted one of his cars for him, but I just don't remember.
Yeah,
he's one of you. He's one of you Yankee types there, Corey.
Well, I've heard the word "wicked" out of your mouth multiple times tonight, so I kind of thought you were a brethren. But we do have all the wave rounds coming around the racetrack here. So
it's wicked. Oh man, I'm a Southern boy, born and bred, man.
All right. Well, we do share a common word at the very least, as the wave rounds are driving around the track, and our leaders, Frieri and Ryan, are doubling up, stacking up, and getting behind the iRacing.com pace car on the backstretch here at Richmond.
Yes, they are. Lights are off on the pace car, Corey. Why don't you do us all a big favor with that smooth, sexy voice of yours and take us back to green?
Never heard that before, but will do. Pace car is in. We wait for that number 99 to get on the loud pedal. There he does. Green flag of the air. We're racing. First restart here at Richmond. Into turn number 1 here with a huge gap. 99. Look at that gap. He got 4/10, 5/10 right off the gap, right off the back here, rather. As we come off of turn number 2.
Well, that's the advantage, Corey, of the guy that controls the start. And I've said that since day one of iRacing. The guy who controls the start is always going to win that race. Ow. All right.
There are certain tracks that just, geometrically where the restart zone is, that kind of being that outside driver is a little bit more of a disadvantage, John. And I would say Richmond is in that category. Bristol's another one that comes to mind. So you really have to be on your game if that outside car. Clearly, that situation, the outside driver wasn't. But we do have a side-by-side battle with the 84 and the 12.
The only time I've ever noticed that a control car, the guy that starts the restart, whatever you want to call it, he doesn't have a really big advantage is when the guy on the outside has VR. Believe it or not, I've seen some VR drivers that have actually won that battle, that restart battle going into 1, because they're able just to look over a little bit better than a guy who has to use a look to the left button. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I would raise my virtual hand here, because I actually am one of those VR drivers. I actually know exactly what you're talking about, and it is quite the advantage. So.
Yeah, it really is. It makes a huge difference.
Both for immersion and practicality.
Yeah, before I got that headset, I had to use the button to look to the left, and I just couldn't do that because I wound up either steering into the wall or steering into the driver next to me. But with your VR headset, you can just kind of edge your head over a little bit and keep one eye on the road ahead and one eye on the guy to your left. But boy, we got a great fight right here between Cal and Tony down in that 84 on the inside, Scott Silly on the outside. You got Donnie Leah in the mix and Mike Monday Nights Montesi right there in the 21 car.
Yeah, we're pace lap formation essentially here, as we're about fourth, fifth on back here, about 8 cars under a blanket, still side by side. Entering 3 with that 84 machine of Cal and Tony to the inside of Leah, but Leah's been a stickler on that outside groove all race, not giving up without a fight off of 4.
This is kind of our halfway point in the series, Corey. Like we touched on at the top of the show, that's our points leader right there in the 21 car. Well, Mike's got to ask himself, how aggressive does he want to be right now in trying to get some of these spots? Does he want to try and play a little safe and try to maintain his lead, or does he want to risk it and get up in there and try and get another win?
Yeah, so far, he really hasn't been a factor in tonight's efforts. Kind of waiting to see if he's going to have his moments to shine, kind of pull the Harvick closer card. So far, not, but still a lot of time left in this race to see what happens.
Absolutely. Meantime, we see him going down the inside. A little bit of contact right there with Calantoni in the 84 car. It's going to cause Calantoni to wash up a little bit, maybe open the door for Coleman, Jimmy Coleman in that 54 car. We'll see what happens here. Going down into one with Coleman and Calantoni. I almost said calzone.
I mean, someone's a little bit hungry apparently, but these guys going at
buddy.
it.
I ain't even gonna lie about it.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that, brother. But these guys have kind of singled out here as we complete lap number 79, take number 80. Up front, we still have Tommy Ryan not missing anything up there, almost up by a second over now Jose Gonzalez in the number 2016. Haven't talked about him too much tonight.
And Speedy Gonzalez right there. Jose's a great little driver in this group as well. I've raced a lot with him. He can be pretty aggressive when he wants to be, but you know, I don't know if short is forte. He's kind of a cookie cutter kind of guy. But look who's creeping in the picture back there in that 2 car. That's Mike Kelly. Mike's been strong the last few races, but I'm unfortunately not able to close anything. Got a couple of cars back in that wall. I'll tell you what, Corey, that outside wall coming up at 2 is eating some cars tonight.
Yes, it has. Turn 4 has been a little bit smoother, much to my surprise, because that's what we kind of thought the action was in pre-race. But turn 2 has been the action corner. But one thing I did want to allude to, John, again, is kind of the lap times here as we kind of focus on the number 22 and Nelson Rivera. These guys, pretty much all throughout the top 10, all within a tenth of each other as the caution's out on the speedway.
Caution's down on the speedway once again. Not real sure what car it's for. We'll see if we can get our pulse poppers instant replay to show us. Oh, there's Bobby in the pits again. That's not good. That's Bobby Wetzel in a 9 car. Oh, he never came out of the pits, I'm being told.
Yeah, looks like
Here
we have
go.
a replay
Pulse
on
poppers,
screen here.
instant
So.
replay.
Focused on the 44 machine here. That's Glenn Campbell. Not too sure what the cause was. Nothing was overly evident. Not really any smoke or calamity on the track, John. But regardless, the flagman thought something was going on.
Well, sometimes that happens. They'll see something that concerns them out there on the track. And, you know, but look at this. We got more pit stops coming. 50. This is highs for me here, Corey.
Yeah, that is. And one thing we do have to bring up, John, is that tire limit. This is going to be the second set of tires, and we have, 60 some odd laps to go in this event. So these guys are going to have one set of rubber left in the pit. So when do you use it? How many cautions do we have? This is going to get pretty juicy.
Yeah, it is. In the meantime, look at this race off pit road. I believe Tommy Ryan's going to win that. There's Mike Kelly in second spot. And both those guys seem to have taken 4 tires, looks like, according to the timing up here I'm looking at. I haven't seen any 2-tire stops yet tonight. Corey, I don't think we went to, not on this track, with the way this car's been handling all night.
I wouldn't say that myself. I wouldn't expect it. Typically, 2 tires on the iRacing service, not too great as we are heading back to our Pulse Poppers replay. We are following, who was it, the 39? Oh.
I saw some smoke coming off before there. What we're probably seeing, folks, is a car that got out of shape and immediately left the track rather than trying, be an incident, other cars on track. So that's probably what happened there, Corey. We probably didn't see who it was because he immediately alt F4'd and ejected.
Yeah, rather than tried to stop himself from causing a caution, but just missed it just in the just by a hair. But one thing to note, John, 3 drivers chose to stay out, save a set of tires on this caution. Gonzalez, Frieri, and our prior race winner, Bentley Glazer.
Yes, and we only had, I believe, 15 laps between this stop and the last one. Let's check the timing here and see.
About 17, if my calculations are
laps,
correct.
It looks like, yeah. So, I don't know. It may not make that big of a difference, but we'll find out here shortly. We're going to take a quick commercial break back. When we come back, we're going to get this thing back to green. But make sure you come back. Stay tuned to LSRTV here at Richmond International Raceway for the SIM500 Transcurve Blizzard Series.
automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time. An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you...
All right, we are back here on LSRTV for the SIM500 series as we missed the restart, but we are back to yet another caution here on the Speedway. Let's see if production trailer can kind of find the cause of it. We do see the number 44 machine on screen right now, Glenn Campbell, who's clearly quite damaged as the Pulse Poppers replay is on screen right now. We'll see what's happening. 8 and the 38 having a little bit of contact in corner number 1 and 2. 38 with a little harmless spin, it looks like. No harm, no foul. Just lose some track position, but he'll keep putzing along. So one thing we did notice is that we did have 3 drivers on that last caution did stay out. Remember, there's 3 sets of tires available to these drivers, and most of them have already used 2. So 3 drivers up front chose to save a set for a late race caution, or rather have an extra set. So we have Bentley Glazer, Jose Gonzalez, the leader, and Robert Frieri on those older tires. Didn't quite see where they were. But John, yeah, we came back for a restart, and then we're presented with another caution. So cautions breed cautions. Definitely the saying of the moment so far.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened. I just got back. Sorry about that. What I missed.
Yeah, we had a caution with the 38 and the 8, or the 9, if memory serves correctly. The 38 did go around. Chad Coleman did loop it around, but did continue without any damage, but will lose that track position back to the 19th spot. But we didn't really go too far.
Wesley, you said?
It was Chad Coleman, if memory serves correctly. The number 38 machine. Production truck did confirm that the 38 did go around.
And you said the 9 car as well? All right. Well, I called that, but anyway. So here we go. We're going to double stack these things back up again, and maybe we'll go ahead and get back to green. What do you think there, Corey?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, because what we really want to find out is how those older tires of Gonzalez, Glazer, and Frieri are going to fare, and how far they'll drop back, if at all. So didn't quite have a run to do that time, but we'll see if this time's a little bit longer, and we can see where they fare on the long haul, if there is a long haul.
Yeah, especially if, or especially with, Tommy Ryan being up there on the outside. We know he's strong and fast. He's been the leader pretty much the entire race, and was able to pull out to a 4-second lead at one point. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. I was gonna say something. I'm gonna hold my tongue on that. I know the 3 guys in front of him pretty well. Well, especially Jose. And Jose does not like to give up his lead. Does that make sense?
I mean, in fairness, who does? But I get your point there.
Well,
he's gonna fight.
No, look, hey man, I'm a Mark Martin kind of driver. What I mean by that is, when I look at my mirror and I see a guy coming who I know is on, whoa, is he going down pit road? Oh, no, he's not. Okay. When I see a guy coming at me that's faster than me, I know he's got fresher tires, I get out of the way. I just let him go. I'm not going to fight him, man. Unless
I didn't know if you were referencing pitting a lap early and giving up a win. I didn't know if that's what you were referencing.
Oh, hey, look, I've done that too. Let's not even lie about it. Not even going to lie about it. But, yeah, so...
Well, one of my fellow broadcast friends were getting doubled up, stacked up, and ready to go back green flag racing here at Richmond Raceway. Lap number 93 on the board. Gonzalez is your leader on those older tires. We'll see if he has enough muster to keep it up there. But Tommy Ryan, our dominator tonight on those fresh tires, he's going to go at it. John, take it away for us.
So, folks, pace ducking down pit road. Jose Gonzalez has control. We're going to see when he decides to think about the three right there. The hammer's down. He's going to get a nice little start right there, about a 2-car cushion between himself and Glazer, and who we thought was going to be a strong start on the outside there. 99 of Tommy Ryan looks like he's going to go ahead and maybe use that outside line and take that position away.
Oh, we're rocking out back.
On the backstretch, 2 cars into the inside wall. Caution's out. That's going to be the 9 car. Sorry, the 96 car.
of Livingston and Chad Coleman, one of our fast drivers earlier in the race. Things are falling apart for him as the laps go by. We'll try to get out a replay and see what happened.
There's our Pulse Poppers instant replay. When it rains, it pours, and right now it's a storming on top of Chad Coleman's head, it looks like.
He was on that inside lane there. Looks like he got pretty clear off as we were heading into corner number 1. We'll see how it progresses here.
Gonna be right, it looks like. Yep, up there, the 96 car. That's got nothing to do with Chad. He was in the wrong place, the wrong time there. That quick lube number 96 Ford Mustang just lost it. Going off a 2 right there, Corey. You touched on that pre-race. Turn 2's loose, especially on the start of a restart there.
Yeah, there's 2 grooves off corner number 2. There's the one that goes straight and the one that goes to the inside wall. Unfortunately for Livingston, he chose the wrong one there off turn number 2. And as you said, Chad Coleman, wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, that's the best line I've ever heard in my life right there.
There's 2 grooves. He picked the wrong one.
Yes.
There we go. I just came up with it on the fly, but I'll add it to the repertoire.
You need to write that one down, man. That's the best thing I've ever heard right there. There are 2 lines, son. One that goes the right way and one that goes to the inside wall. Oh, wow. You know what, Cody? What's slide, brother?
Another thing to note here, John, is now we're on about 3 real heat cycles, if you will, on those newer tires of everybody else, Tommy Ryan, etc. And those heat cycles will actually kind of even out those newer and older tires from those top 3 to the rest of the field. So all these cautions, based on my slight crew chiefing and mechanical knowledge, might actually help Jose out in holding that lead.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You beat me to it. But do me a favor, for our race fans out there who are watching and don't understand what a heat cycle is on tires, why don't you go in a little bit deeper for me?
So basically what happens is as a tire heats, it obviously starts to melt down a little bit, and then as it cools off, as you start going slower, it kind of cures a little bit and loses a little bit of grip. So the more that happens, hot, cold, it deteriorates the tire. So where obviously the 26 has older tires, his are already cured and kind of wore out as it is. Every one of these cautions is only hurting those guys that have fresher tires and kind of, cutting the newness off, if you will. I think that made sense. I'm not quite a Larry Mac, but I tried.
No, that is really one of the best explanations of tires I've heard folks do in iRacing, and that's exactly the way it is, folks. And let me tell you, it's a shocker when you first have it happen to you. I've had it happen to me a couple of times in a late model race that I didn't understand what was happening to the car. And I really need to know what that noise is, Cody. That thing hurts my head every time it goes off. But anyway, you start off about a 25 lap run in a late model, and then you change tires, and then there's a caution that comes out, and the car doesn't feel the same when you go back to green, but you're under caution. I couldn't understand that. I couldn't fathom it. And the more it happened, the more confused I was until a guy pulled me aside and explained it to me. Of course, this was, 30 years ago, and I was young and just knew everything in the world that I thought I knew, man.
Young and wild and free, but you learn your ways, and here we are as closing in on the century mark here. Lap number 99 on the board. We'll take number 100 here for the restart. We have, I believe it to be 20 cars on the lead lap here for the last third of the race here at Richmond Raceway. We'll see what happens as we come through 3 and 4 to get this race underway. Well, I don't know what number time, but for the next time.
Here we go, folks. Pace cars in. We're going to drive these down through the 4th turn there, and Jose Gonzalez is out. So great restart right there. Glazer in the 2nd spot. Tommy Ryan's still in 3rd. 2 by 2. Oh, we got a contact. Points leader, Mike Montesi gets a little hit there from Leah. Had it saved, but nobody wants to check up and let him finish saving it. That's
still green. Oh, there we go.
Nope, there's the caution right there. Now, see, folks, that right there did not have to happen. Corey, forgive me for saying this. I know we're supposed to be, unbiased, but that's ARCA breaking at its worst right there, man.
Yeah, we'll kind of get a better look here on the Pulse Poppers instant replay, but yeah, the 21 was around and it didn't look like there was a lot of give to let them gather it back up there. Everyone was trying to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, as you said, kind of made it a little worse than it needed to be. You can see that little contact there with Donnie Lee that kind of instigated it.
Yeah, he was probably going to spin. Let's just be honest right there. Where he got loose at in turns 1 and 2 is a horrible spot to get loose. But the contact from other race cars didn't have to happen. We're just, I don't know, maybe trying to squeeze down, like I said, take advantage of his unfortunate actions right there. But here we go. This is a great shot right here from the blimp. Gives you a much better look at what happened here.
And we'll take, you can see there the big jump by the 26 that he has been getting as the leader. That number 77, John, that's the one that kind of stacked it up. He really didn't get going there on that outside groove. Kind of stacked him up, and Lee just that little bit of a tap. That's all it takes on corner entry.
All right, now that we see it from this view, I'm going to say that I was wrong. I don't think Sibley was really trying to take advantage of anything there.
I thought you were being a little harsh, but I was going to give you your moment.
Yeah, no, I take that back, and I always got something apology there. I'll admit when I'm wrong. Just from the angle that we had at first, it just looked to me like people weren't giving any kind of a chance for him to straighten that car out, but really Sibley didn't have anywhere to go. And that's unfortunate, but that is short track racing at its best, Corey, right there, in a nutshell.
Yeah, there's only so much real estate to go left and right, so when you're on a restart and everybody's kind of fanned up, there's just not really much room to evade. So fortunately that did happen, but it was slow enough, to be honest, that it might not have caused too much collateral damage to the vehicle, but unfortunately time is ticking away, and now he's going to be back to what is it, about the 19th position, I believe now.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Another heat cycle on those tires, and those tires that are 17 laps older of Jose Gonzalez, he really hasn't had any pressure because we've only gone really a lap or two since that essential pit stop, that, well, rather that first caution that kind of started this cycle. So,
and what this is really going to do, Corey. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, another thing to consider now is this is going to put these guys. I mean, we're going to go back to green with what, maybe 45 laps left. So if there's another caution, these guys can now duck down and get, that last, or their next set of tires, I should say, and kind of maintain their advantage, really, if you look at it like that.
The words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say something on the lines of, there's a question of, when do you pit? Do you pit? Is it going to be the final caution? Do you want to put those fresh tires on? It's kind of a question of, we're at 45 to go. What do I do? Do I stay out? Am I stuck to this for the rest of the race? This is kind of what these guys are thinking every time we have one of these rapid fire cautions.
And like these cautions breed cautions, especially here at Richmond, and especially this late in the race. I mean, we're 2/3 of the race down right now. So I foretell, if you will, I foresee that there is going to be another caution. And I think that if there is another caution, we'll probably see the 26 and the 18 at least dug down pit road there.
Now, I'm no Merriam-Webster, but is foretell a word?
No, it's just something us Cajun boys like to use every once in a while.
Yeah, didn't sound right, but we'll let you go with it. But here we are, pace car lights are off. We're going through 3 and 4. There goes the dive, and we'll wait for Gonzalez. Let's see if he can get that jump one more time. He'll get it as we come and take the green flag. But Glazer, oh, it looks like he might lose a spot to Ryan on the inside entering 1.
Yeah, Glazer spun those tires on a restart. I saw the back end kick out a little bit on him. That's going to give Tommy Ryan a chance to get by. Look at Falkingham down the inside. Falkingham going to make it 3.
Oh, we're going around the back.
2 cars on the back stretch. And is there going to be a caution? I don't know.
So far, they're separated. The 96 of Livingston, he was just in the last caution, but he's going to cause another one. But they'll get righted with going around him, so Barney's going to let him go.
Yeah, Barney keeps that yellow flag in its cup where it belongs. Meantime, up front. Oh, no, we got Chatina being spun around on the backstretch. But he keeps it straight as well. This is going to bottleneck the entire field right here. That's right smack in the middle of the field there, Corey.
Yeah, you saw Coleman at the end of that shot there. He's trying to get some time back as all the incidents he's had. He's trying to get back into the top 10th, or at least in the 13th spot. We have 14 of Joey Katina on screen. So we're going back to that battle, 39 and 26. That's a battle for the second position.
No, that's a battle for the lead, sir. You get pushed 99 up to the lead.
Oh, Tommy Ryan, where did he come from?
Bulldozer way past Jose Gonzalez at 26. And now Daniel Hockingham looks like he's going to make a run. He gets some contact on Tommy Ryan right there on exit. Tommy Ryan saves it, but he's going to lose at least 2 spots, it looks like. Maybe just 2. Yeah, I think he's going to be all right here. He'll get that.
That's going to get that 99 a little bit more up in that seat. That buckle bites a little.
Oh, yeah.
Once you kind of get nudged out of the way, you better be, you better scoot away if you're the guy that's nudging.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is also on Richmond International Raceway, you don't want to drive angry. You don't want to do it, man. I'm telling you, your judgment going into turns is all out of whack. And as you saw a minute ago, he'll get loose. So right now, he's got to take some deep breaths. He's got to take some deep breaths, calm down, get his car back under control, and he'll get his opportunity back. I promise you. As fast as he's been all night, he'll be able to get back up there, and he'll get an opportunity to say hello to Daniel himself.
Well, he spun the tires off of 4, gave it up to Mike Kelly, so Ryan's going to go back to the 4th spot as we have that side-by-side battle with Coleman and Calantoni there. That is for the, looks like the 6th position on the racetrack right now, as we still have that battle a little bit further up. Looks like that is Kelly and Ryan, and Lapper, they're going to go 3 wide off of 4.
3 wide on the Lapper of Livingston there. Gerald Livingston, that 96 car. Tommy Ryan is really just pushing his car as hard as he can, fighting with Mike Kelly, trying to take that 3rd spot away. Yeah, still doesn't have him quite cleared there, Corey.
Ryan is to that inside, and I'll tell you that 99 is going for the blood there with those hard pinches there through the corners. He's really not giving him any space, but that's what you got to do here, as there's only 35 laps to go as they continue side by side, letting the 26 and 39 get scooted away.
Yeah, they got a little contact going to the corner right there. Tommy was able to keep it off the wall. That's going to kill going to the corner right there. And now, like I said, he needs to calm down. Let those tires cool off a little bit. You know, breath settle in. Buckingham, in the meantime, he doesn't have that big of a lead over Gonzalez. Only about 9th. Look at Calantoni getting all kinds of out of shape right there.
Yeah, into the fence it looked like they're off, too, down the back straightaway. So he will fall back to, what is the 9th position on the racetrack, and he'll try to see if he can get something back with Tyler Dalton there in that 19 machine after that little bit of an incident. But one thing I did want to bring up yet again, John, is those tires on the 26. Looks like every lap now, Hockingham on those fresh rubber, 0.2 of a second faster than position number 2 of Jose Gonzalez.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on the apex timing right there. Corey, good eye, buddy. He's definitely got a faster car, Buckingham does. He's got fresher tires, I do believe, by almost 20 laps. There's 17 laps, it looks like. So Buckingham's enjoying a nice little cushion right now, which is surprising. Oh, I shouldn't say it's surprising. I mean, I've seen Daniel do this time and time again. He's a guy that gets caught up in an incident early in the race. And, you know, I wouldn't say you count him out, but you definitely don't give him, you know, a shot at getting the lead. But here we are late in the race, and he's leading this thing and pulling away from the 2nd place car of Jose Gonzalez.
Now here's where drivers is kind of a split throughout the field. You have some guys who really want a caution to get fresh tires and bunch back up, and then you really have those guys, Falkingham most specifically, who really want this thing to go green. And, well, if I have to be the broadcaster, which obviously we are, John, I don't want another caution. I want these guys to get bunched back up on fresh tires, see what happens. But we'll see how they play out over the next 30 laps.
What broadcaster's curse? What is this you speak of?
Well, by that logic, we should have a caution in the next 2 or 3 laps, but we'll see if...
That's it. That's right. Well, how stealth mode suits you instead? Actually, I'm like you, though, Corey. I wouldn't mind seeing one more caution, see everybody duck in, get some new tires, and come out somewhat equal footing. And then see who's got the, you know, got the wherewithal, if you will, to get up there and take that lead away.
What I think is surprising is that we did have the 99. Looks like with all those incidents that he had, and you know, wheel spin, tight battles, and all the heat cycles, he really is not as good as I thought he'd be at this point. He really can't even Kelly, and he's not even close to Gonzalez right now. So really surprising to see the 99 fall off the way he did at these closing laps.
Well, let's also keep one thing in mind. This is Tommy's first time being in dirty air. You know, he's been up front all race. He's had that clean air. He hasn't had to worry about that. Also, you know, he got moved, so that's going to affect the way he drives as well. So there's a lot of things here that have come into play that he wasn't expecting, I think. And you know, that's gonna be the true test of a driver, right? See
There's
how
the caution.
you overcome. Oh boy. Oh boy. And is that Joey Tina again? No. That's the 22 car,
22.
Nelson Rivera.
The QR replay here. Alt Bumpers replay. See what happened to the number 22 machine, hopefully. Underneath the 77 machine of Robert Frieri entering corner number 1. Let's see who is the culprit. The yellow line. Looked it a little bit too good. All the wrong groove.
Yep.
Gotta go straight there, buddy.
Off the wall, though.
Yeah, he did go straight, just not straight enough.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Pit road is a busy, busy place now. This will be fun to watch, see who gets on and off pit road without mistakes.
I don't think it's going to happen, but does anybody pull that 2-tire card with 20 some odd laps to go?
Fun to watch. I
don't think so, but it'll be fun. We'll see as everybody's on pit road. So left side's going up and down on most vehicles, so 4 tires across the board as we predict.
I think somebody missed their pit stop there, or did he pit really far in the aisle tonight?
Yeah, Kevin Brown stayed on the racetrack in that, well, I don't think cooling is going to be a concern.
No, not at all.
Going for full cooling there in the engine and lack thereof aerodynamics.
You know, you know what's funny about the iRacing service to me, Corey, is that I've had that kind of damage on my car and it's still overheated.
Well, you're not supposed to say that on the air.
Oh, I'm
simulator.
Sorry. It is. But no, you know, I complained about it, and one of the iRacing guys that actually iRaces with us explained that, you know, yeah, you probably overheated because you had a hole in your radiator. And he was right. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we do have. We don't have physical. We don't have physical liquids like actually dripping onto the track that you can see, but it is actually modeled that you can lose coolant, fuel, and amongst other car vehicular fluids.
Oh yeah, if you hit your back end hard enough, your fuel tank will rupture. I've seen that happen.
Yeah, all of a sudden you'll be like, all right, I got 3/4 of a tank, and you'll run 5 laps, and hey, why am I out? But that's what happens. So.
Yeah, I can't wait till the day that they get advanced enough to where they can model leaking liquid on track. That's gonna be a blast.
We do have rain coming #soon, so never know. It is actually due sometime this year. They were actually hoping to have a beta of it in this Q1 build for 2022, but
what is that?
#soon 2022.
Sorry. I'm sort of a noise in my headphones. It gets louder every time.
Is Kevin Brown actually going to stay out for this restart? I thought he was just doing it for the broadcast time, but he's actually staying out and intending to lead this restart.
He's got the cojones. I don't think he understands the damage he has on the front of that car, but this is also Richmond. Richmond doesn't need aerodynamics. You just need your car to turn the right way. So,
and if we run down and talk to his crew chief, look at his tires. He's on 40-lap older tires than these guys that just pit. So bad aero, bad tires.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
We'll see what happens.
That's gonna be fun to watch. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. So here we go, coming through turn 3 and 4. We got Kevin DeBrown with a heavily damaged car. You got Daniel Falkenham on the outside, fast, new tires. And look at that start. Right there.
Oh, someone's around.
Tommy Ryan spun his tires and spun down the inside of the track. I cannot believe nobody hit him.
I can't believe there was no caution. They're 3, almost 4 wide, try to get around there off of corner number 2. So we do have slight stealth mode there, but up front, it does look like that 93 holding on to a lead, but here comes Falkingham. 3 wide up front.
Here comes Falkingham on the outside. And Doss on the inside, 3 wide through 1 and 10. We got a caution out on the track.
I think it was Mike Montesi, our points leader.
Our points leader. Wow. That's unfortunate.
inside here off corner number 2. And what got those cookies crumbling? Still trying to find out. And he just lost it. A little bit of milk there off corner number 4 and hit the slick, so. A little bit of a slide and go there. He'll try to get the cookies back in the bag for these last 20 laps. And I think my corny puns have caused us to lose our commentator here, John, if you can gather yourself back up.
I'm sorry.
Our production trailer is kind of starting the puns, and once they get going, you know, I got to go with the train here. So whether you like it or hate it, let us know here in the LSRTV chat here as we have 20 laps to go in tonight's event. Daniel Falkingham has got himself back to the lead. Kevin Brown in that aerodynamic deficient number 93 still second. We'll see what happens here as the cautions are piling up here towards the end of the race.
You can't laugh at life, or then just go hide in a hole somewhere. That's the way I look at it. But thank you for the last, boys. I needed it, and here we are with, as you put it, an
hole, he says.
That's right. Go hide in a hole. An aerodynamic deficient car in second place. I'm going to have to write that one down, Corey. You've given me some real nuggets of knowledge tonight, man. And I'm not even being facetious. I mean that wholeheartedly.
Sorry, I had chicken McNuggets for supper, and you just said nuggets. Oh, God, we're going to have some fun here on LS. Glad I came here on board here at LSRTV first broadcast, and I'm going to have to be around and cover these races.
I'm glad to have you because at least now I don't feel outnumbered by Corey and Wesley. Okay, yeah. I mean Cody and Wesley.
I've been told I'm so corny I should be on a Cobb. So.
Oh hell yeah! There we go. I refuse to be serious. Sorry, I try, I do, but it just doesn't work. I wasn't built to be serious. If you saw me, you'd understand. But anyway,
you're with you, man. But getting back to the action on track, pretty much the whole field here is on the freshest, on the newest set of tires, less the number 93 machine. We do have, I believe it to be 20 guys still on the lead lap now. The damage and raceability of these vehicles towards the end of the field to be in question. But the biggest question is going to be, can Falkingham pull away? Can Gonzalez do something? Is the 93 going to stack up the field and cause some melee? We'll have to find out.
I'm going to go yes on that last one.
And we, John, we may have missed something. What happened to the 99 machine? Was I just not paying attention to the jokes there? Or what happened to Tommy?
He's just, like I said, he was the one on that restart. He spun his tires and slid all the way down the inside across the entire track. I don't know how nobody hit him. That was just
I think I was too worried about the cookie jokes there to just pay attention to that. But we'll get focused up here as the laps do tick away. And one thing as a newbie to the series that I do have to ask, guys, is how many green-white checkers do we have tonight?
3? Is it Cody? 3?
All right. So production trailer kind of believes we have 3. So at the rate it's going, I mean, we might have to call on 1 or 2 of them, but we'll see what happens. Apparently on league history, they haven't really had to go to green-white checkers too often, but in these short track races, kind of have to be prepared for anything that can happen if we do need to go to overtime.
You know what these cars remind me of as they come down the backstretch under idle?
What do they remind you of,
A
John?
swarm of freaking hornets. That sounds like a hornets, man.
There it is, man.
It really does. We're going to pace cars off. And we're going through 3 and 4 right here. Your control car is Falkingham, and he punches it. He's going to get a good lead on the outside there as we go back into stealth mode momentarily. Bear with us. Meantime, down the inside, Kevin Brown whole place, but just barely. But he is definitely holding up the 26 car behind him. Little bit of contact between he and Kelly Corey going down to 3 and 4.
We're wrecking on the back. Not sure if it's going to bring out a yellow, but we are going green for the time being as we do have somebody backwards on the backstretch. I don't know if it's going to cause anything, but so far so clean.
Tommy Ryan's involved again.
What?
Yeah,
we're still green. Donnie Leah sideways. And that'll bring out the yellow. Hard impact in the inside wall. 22 and Nelson Rivera sideways off 2 as well. Our replay here, and looks like Leah off at 2. Oh, who was that black machine that was just sideways off at 2? He hit the fence. That wasn't the caution,
That was
I don't
that
believe.
first group of cars we saw. Yeah, that wasn't the caution yet. Caution's going to happen right here going into 1 and 2. And yeah, he got a little nudge there.
That's a little bit of karma, John, for that 7, because remember he did the same thing to, I believe it was Montezi earlier in the race. That little tap into entry of 1.
Yeah, and unlike with Montezi, well, yeah, Montezi did bring out the caution eventually, but so yeah, that's you like you said, karma saying, "Hello, how you doing, buddy?" In the meantime, Brown lost a few spots there on that last restart. He's going to drop down to 4th, which is going to put the fight for the lead with under 13 to go. I think we're probably going to go back to green with 10 to go here, Corey. I think it's going to be a good fight between Kelly and Falkingham up front.
2 green, white checkers, we do have confirmation. But John, I don't know if anybody has the pace for the 39, especially if he keeps getting those jumps that he's getting. At least 2nd and 3rd still do have fresh tires, but it just, those jumps that you get 3-4 car lengths entering turn number 1, that's a lot of time to eat up in roughly 10 laps.
Yeah, and especially as good as his starts have been, Corey, we've seen it. It takes almost 4 to 5 laps for anybody to get up to a speed where they can even begin to hope to inch back towards him. So that might work in his favor if we stay green. That's the big if. Could also spin his tires and wipe out the entire field.
That very well could happen as well.
I said it. It's out there.
You did. We are at, what is it? Roughly about an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes of race time so far. Remember the first 60 some odd laps of this race, I believe, John? Clean and green, and I'm not quite sure what our caution counter is, but I'm going to venture to say we're probably in double digits. The second half of the race has definitely got Barney's arm a little bit sore from all that waving of the yellow flag.
Waving, no, sir. He doesn't wave the flag. He smacks it. It's like he's trying to kill something with that flag.
Those who don't know, Barney is the official iRacing flagman as named by Mike Joy in the Pro Invitational Series last year. So,
yes, which was awesome. To me, that was probably the highlight of a lifetime of sim racing, is hearing Mike Joy call a sim racing race.
And he actually took it seriously. That was the part that I highly respect.
He really did.
As a gentleman in his early 70s that probably had the slightest interest in doing esports, he really did a great job and put iRacing to light and got a lot of these tracks updated. So iRacing is looking fresh on a lot of these tracks here on the service, particularly here at Richmond Raceway. So that was a good thing to bring to the service as we we'll see if the lights do go out on the pace car here. It'll be 10 to go. Maybe we'll be go racing at 9 to go if we get them right here. And we do.
Yep, man, lights go out. Well, folks, real quick before we go back to green, we've talked a lot about it, said a lot about an iRacing service. If you guys are interested in getting involved in racing of any kind, NASCAR, IMSA, GT, road racing, dirt oval, rallycross, visit iRacing.com and sign up today. You'll find yourself soon. I promise you. It's racing for everybody, folks. iRacing.com is where you want to go. Corey, why don't you give us a good call back to green here, buddy? Let's get it going.
We'll see what we can do, and I'll attest to that. iRacing member since 2008. I've been here since day one. Sign up, folks, if you're not a member. But here we come. 39 to the outside. He's choosing that outside lane as the leader. Pace car is in. Let's see what kind of jump the inside gets. Not a good one at all. Falkingham's going to go up by 2 car lengths.
Yeah, Kelly was asleep right there to start, which bottlenecked the inside line completely up. Evan Brown makes his way sort of back into second, but he's got 45 lap older tires than these guys. He's going to fade quickly. Behind Gonzalez, he can high Corey. He wants the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Kelly had to get by Brown really quickly to have any chance, but it took him about 2 laps to get by, and that cost him about a half second to Falkingham. So that might be the race for the win, but we'll see how far back that 93 falls.
We got a wreck in 1 and 2. Caution is out.
84, I believe.
And it's a big one. It's a big one.
Oh.
It was.
We had a little T-bone effect there off turn number 2. Steak on the grill off at 2. See who that other driver was.
Steak on the grill. Hold Popper's instant replay for you. Let's see what happened here. Oh, we had a car wicked loose there on the exit, it looked like. It was Mike Lee, Donnie Lee. I'm going to rename him one of these days.
There was a lot of jiggling, squiggling, and wiggling off of 2 there, but everyone did manage to get by. But the question's going to be, what happened? 19 in the 7. Boom! There goes Leo. Coleman assisted. Coleman in the defense. 84 around. Where's the T-bone? Where's the steak? There's the T-bone.
Right there. Bing. There you go.
Well done.
Yeah, it looked like the 19 went in a little too hard to 1 there, got on that line, and it pushed him up. And we all know what happens, Corey, when you hit that bottom line on entrance. You're going to find that wall real fast, or a car, or both.
Yeah, merry-go-round mode sends you in that loop, and that is indeed what happened there out in that yellow line. But looks like we're going to go green. I would say, John, probably 3 to go, so this will be a regulation restart. So we should stay within the regular 150-lap distance unless we have some more calamity in the last couple laps, which, I mean, do you question if we're going to have another yellow?
No, not at all. Remember, get to the white flag, though. That's it. Regardless of what happens after Falkingham crosses the line for the white flag, it's not going to matter. It's just
on the iRacing service. You could on the iRacing service you can be upside down, backwards, or on Pluto. Whatever happens on the last lap, you will take the checkered flag in whatever state you are in. So
I finished a race beside Barney one time.
I don't know how he felt about that, but he did have to go to the post-race trailer afterwards.
Oh yeah. Especially since I was the cause of the wreck. But hey, it was Talladega, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Anything goes. Anything goes.
I got to replay one of these days. A finish to a crazy race. I was literally upside down at the finish line, maybe 2 feet away from the flag stand. Great picture.
That's the moments of plate racing. That's why I can't stand it personally. But that's me as a driver, not me as a broadcaster.
Yeah, same. I'm not fancy on the big tracks.
Yeah. One thing of note here on this restart is this time by, Kelly and Gonzalez are not going to have the proverbial traffic break of Kevin Brown in the way in that aero-deficient vehicle. So if there's going to be any chance at Falkingham, whether it be a clean pass and bump and run, whatever it may be, we're going to have a better opportunity to see it happen this time by with that slower vehicle of 93 out of the way.
What the person, I don't know, it depends on what line Daniel takes here on this restart, but whoever lines up behind him is going to have to glue the nose of their car to the bumper of his and watch when he goes. That's the only chance they're going to have. They cannot give him any space on the restart at all.
You got to read that bumper, and you got to go full yeet into one, and if you haven't run the outside, you better learn how to run it real quick, because that's probably going to be your only way by. But another thing of note is Falkingham's really been, I think, the only driver tonight to actually choose that outside as the leader on a restart.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right there, Corey. He is the only driver on any of these restarts who choose the outside line. Benefited him every time. And there you have it. It's going to be Kevin DeBrown with that aero-deficient car with those really old tires. Heat cycles and all on the other guy, but I mean his tires are just ancient by now. So I don't think the outside line is going to be anything to worry about for Falkingham. He's just going to have to keep his eyes on Mike Kelly and Jose Gonzalez down there on the inside line.
Yes, he will, as this is going to be a regulation restart. We're coming to 2 laps to go here at Richmond Raceway. Number 39 on that loud pedal, green flag in the air. He's going to get a jump, but that 2 machine, he has to clear the 93, who got a pretty good jump on the outside.
Yeah, Kevin DeBrown did exactly what I said to do. Unfortunately, his car just can't keep up. But what he does is create a rolling roadblock for the 2 and the 26 of Gonzalez back there. Just like that. A little bit of contact, but everybody keeps it going straight. But I don't think there's enough time as Falkingham takes the white flag. 1 to go, folks. 1 to go. Right here is our CRN. 1 to go. And boy, they bottleneck big time right there through 1 and 2. Coming down the backstretch, Corey. Call us to the checker flag, my friend.
He went to the back, went to the front, and here he comes off of quarter number 4 with a healthy lead. Daniel Falkingham is going to be your winner here at Richmond Raceway.
Daniel Falkingham is indeed the winner. This is his first win of the series. He's had plenty of close calls. He's almost done it a couple times. Tonight does finally closed a win here in the Trans Service Blizzard Cup Series.
You did exactly what you had to do. A little love tap there from the 93 of Kevin Brown there. I don't know if that's a love tap or a not love tap. I would venture the second one. Oh, that's...
Oh, my.
We got a Hamlin versus Bowman on the front straightaway here. I don't know how admin are going to fare with that.
Sometimes it's hard to tell with these guys. They do goof off after the flag drops. A lot of them do. I'm real sure if Falkingham's part of that goof off group, to be honest with you. But either way, he's going to burn them down, folks. We're going to take a quick break, catch our breath, get a hold of our top 3 finishers. And when we come back, we'll give you guys some interviews and a post-race breakdown. But stay tuned, LSRTV. Hello, race fans. Welcome back to Richmond International Raceway. This is the LSRTV production of the SIM500 Blizzard Series brought to you by Trans Service Logistics. And we are here with our top three finishers, myself and Corey. We've got Daniel Falkingham, Mike Kelly, and Mr. Bentley Glazer in the booth with us. First, we're going to start with our third place finisher, a guy that we've actually talked to a couple of times, Bentley Glazer. How you doing, bub?
Doing all right.
Third place finish, man. That was an outstanding run for you. A little excited here in the middle part of the race. Talk to me about it.
That first run, I was doing pretty good on the long run, actually, and started to catch Tommy, and then caution came out, and I sped, of course, on pit lane, and then just try to stay out of trouble. It's like my worst track, so I'm pretty happy with third. Didn't have the short run speed as, Daniel and Mike, but it was a good time.
I hear you. What you got for him, Corey?
Yeah, it was a really good race, man. And just talk about how the track was here tonight. We saw how difficult it was, mainly on the exit at 2, a little bit of 4 as well. What were your biggest challenges driving in this next-gen car here tonight?
Mainly getting it to turn in 1 and 2, just in the center, and get real tight. Pushed it, but I was pretty easy on the tires all night.
Well, there you have it, folks. Your third place finisher, Bentley Glazer, a former winner here in the series. Bentley, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to? Sponsors, family, watchers of TV?
Thanks to SIM500 for letting me race with them, and thanks to my team, OGR, and yeah, that's about it. Good win to Daniel. Good run, Mike.
Well, congratulations on the third place finish there, Bentley. Have a great night. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Thank you.
That was Bentley Glazer, third place finisher tonight in the very exciting 150 lap race we had here at Richmond. Now we talk to our second place finisher, Mike. Mike, buddy, I've known you for 5 years now, and I gotta say, when I look at you, if there were a T-shirt for you that I would design for you, it would say, "Float like a butterfly and look out for the guy in front of me."
I didn't say look out for the old guy, but yeah. Nice to get on the podium here this year. I've had a few good runs. Still trying to figure out this car. I didn't race it at all until this series got going. So even though it'll be completely different probably when we race, still trying to get used to its quirks and what does what with it. But it was a great race for the first half. And Daniel and Tommy took off. But I think Daniel burned it up a little bit on that first run. And I don't know. I was trying to go to halfway to pit. It was going to be close. I almost had my right front burn up when that first yellow came out, but it seemed like the track got some rubber on it, and the tire wear wasn't as bad from that point out. Then we got to a point where I knew I could just run as hard as I possibly could and get to the end without any tire issues, and then it turned into a mess. Haven't got to see what caused all those yellows, but it was just hanging on and trying not to get destroyed at the end.
Yeah, Mike Corey here. So one thing that I have as a driver that I struggle with is rhythm when there's a lot of cautions. You get 2 laps in a caution, 2 laps in a caution. Did you have any issues kind of getting a rhythm or kind of, getting into a groove where there was a lot of start and stop action, especially mid-end of the race?
Yeah, that's a great point, especially here at Richmond, which is such a line-sensitive track. You got to focus so hard because you can get such better lap times by just hitting that line perfect versus missing it. And then, of course, if you miss it, you burn up your tires. It was really bad getting into the corner. If you pushed it into the corner too much, it'd just burn up the tire and push right up the track. And track position was very important. So it was definitely screwing up my rhythm there. I almost screwed the pooch on that last restart and let Jose get under me, but he got excited when he saw I pushed up and he got loose coming off. So that saved my position and I was able to bring it home from there. But just sucks when you keep getting your rhythm messed up like that lap out or restart after restart.
Yeah, you did, man, but you fought on for that second. Couldn't quite get there. I know you had to battle with a 93, but still a podium finish here tonight. Who makes that number 2 machine go around for you? Who I want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you're not going to pass Daniel on a short run, but I'd like to give a shout out to the team. Had a good run. We all qualified well. Donnie Leah and Robert and Scott and Nelson's racing. He just had surgery on his right shoulder a couple weeks ago, so he was just out trying to get some experience in this car. Had a decent run. Everybody but me caught some trouble there in the last half of the race, and thanks to you guys at LSRTV and Trans Service for helping us put on this Blizzard series. Everyone at SIM500 and, of course, my Smoking Hot Wife.
All right. Thanks for that, man. Amen to you. And we'll catch you soon, man. Congrats on the finish. And we'll give it to John with our winner tonight, Daniel Falkingham.
That's right. I've got Daniel Falkingham right here. Daniel, buddy, it's been a while since we spoke, but seems like every time I'm talking to you, you're in victory lane, man.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've. It took us a little bit longer to get that first win in this series, but I'm glad we finally did it. First top 3 of the season, so that's yeah, definitely felt we had a lot of results taken away from us this season, but I'm glad I finally one race went our way. But I'm gonna say this is probably the worst thing I've ever driven at Richmond in a long, long time. Like the first 50, 60 laps was probably the worst thing I've ever driven. Like couldn't get the car to turn. You would brake, you could brake early, and you just overshoot the corner, but not even run the yellow line. And me, Coleman, Kevin, all of us in Discord were having so many issues, but we were starting to figure it out as the race went on. And yeah, just so many issues. Haven't played with the brake bias. That definitely helped us a lot tonight. And we eventually got the handle on it, but I just found it way too late. And unfortunately, I had killed my tires. I had to pit, and I lost caution with Wetzel, but didn't get any damage. Yeah, I was all over the map tonight, but just even have a chance to get back up there. Thankfully, with Tommy's mistake that I did he did the exact same thing that I did on the second lap when I was racing him for the lead. So we definitely needed some luck to fall our way. We got it. Somehow got the win, and I'm very happy we were able to pull it off because I felt like we deserved to win this one. I love this place so much. I always feel good when I run here. Glad we were able to pull it off.
Well, I tell you, man, that it looked fun to watch you come from the back to the front. If it makes you feel any better, I think Corey might have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, one thing I want to bring up, man, is talking about pit stops, and especially towards the end of the race where there's so many cautions. How did you know when your last stop was going to be, where we have a caution every 2-3 laps? When do you know when that pit stop's going to be? When do you know to stay out? What was your kind of thought process through all those yellows at the end?
Yeah, it was definitely hard to judge, but it's surprised the tires wore out so much tonight, especially the right front tire, just with how much this plowed. It was so dumb. But, yeah, when we had like that 15-20 lap run there, and we got the caution with like 25 to go, I knew we had to pit, because if I stayed out, I was going to be a sit and duck with those worn out right side tires. So, yeah, and so I decided to take 2 tires, because I think that would have been enough to get me to the end, because, I mean, the left sides, they wore out a bit, but I feel like it's going to be hard to pass anyway with the aero push and how the top is pretty OP here. So, and also I overshot my stall when I pitted for the last time, so I pretty much had to take 2 tires in order to not lose the lead, because if I would have taken 4, and that was just race over, I was just throwing the race away. So, yeah, definitely after that 15-20 lap run we had before the caution with 25 to go, I knew that was the right time, because the right front would just wear out so much. And thankfully, we got the caution at the end where I could get a few heat cycles on the left side, because I was super loose on that first restart, just on those worn out left side tires. And battling Kevin there, which that was a good little battle with him. And thankfully, once I got the heat cycles on the left side tires and on the right side tires as well, to get them hopefully warmed up to temperature, I was able to have some pretty good grip for the final few restarts. And thankfully, everything fell in our way and fell in our favor.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, man, based on what you guys are saying, I'm going to wait for the 670 package to get implemented on our iRacing, because you guys aren't making this car sound like too much fun here tonight. But you did do a great job, back to front, all the issues, put it in victory lane. Who do you want to give a shout out to? Who makes that car go around?
Yeah, for sure. Also, I actually have a lot of people to thank, because I had some pretty big news this past weekend. So, but first, got to thank First Trade Laps 207 for all they do, all their support as always. Going into another year with these guys, hopefully 2022 is our biggest year yet. Got to thank, now you've got a lot of special people to thank. I thank Presley Gilson of North Force Racing. I was happy I am joining their team this year for the upcoming Road to Pro season. So I feel great to hopefully be representing these guys over here in SIM500. So thanks to everyone, to Presley and everyone at North Force Racing for all they do. Thanks to Matt Kemp, who actually whipped up this paint scheme for me like an hour and a half before the race. Glad I finally have a paint on the car for this season for a race, and I think it brought some good luck. Yeah, got to thank Joey and everyone who runs the show at SIM500. Thank all the admins. Thanks to everyone who races each and every week. Thanks to everyone in the team name channel here in Discord. Chad Coleman, Kevin Brown, and EJ O'Rourke joined us tonight. Thanks to you guys for another broadcast. Look forward to having you guys for the 2022 Cup season. Thanks to all the fans who watch each and every week, and thanks to friends and family for all the support. And I'll say, what a way to kick off the new year. How about that?
Yeah, definitely indeed, man. We'll be catching you soon. Congrats again, and we'll be seeing you soon on the racetrack.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, folks, our winner of tonight's race at Richmond International Raceway, the survivor of a 150-lap shootout at Richmond International Raceway, Daniel Falkingham, in the Blizzard Cup Series, brought to you by Trans-Service Logistics. So I am John Mushin, and I am in here with Corey tonight. I kind of made a mistake, folks, so bear with me. I'll make up for it real quick. I'll give you a top 20 rundown of the finishers tonight. The lineup was supposed to do that for the commercial break, but I goofed. My bad. Sorry. Of course, the winner was Daniel Falkingham. Mike Kelly in second place. Bentley Glazier third. Fourth place was Jose Gonzalez. Fifth place, believe it or not, he hung in there with that beautiful race car. Kevin DeBrown. Tyler Dalton brought it home sixth. Jimmy Coleman seventh. Charles Wood eighth. EJ O'Rourke ninth. And believe it or not, Joey Jatina got himself a top 10 tonight. Corey, give us the rest of this winning.
Jose Medina in the number 24 finishes in the 11th spot here tonight with Doug Sigmund 12. Nelson Rivera had a pretty climatic race here today. He is in the 13th spot. Anthony Calatoni in 14th. Scott Simley, Donnie Leah 15th and 16th. And rounding out your top 20, Randy Yoakum, points leader Mike Montesi. We'll see if he still is after this race. Donnie Ryan, who dominated the efforts, had to fall for 19th. And then Robert Ferrari third in the 20th spot.
Well, you brought up the points, and no, he did not maintain his lead technically. He and Daniel are actually tied for the lead of this series now. Both of them have 222 points, and 21 points behind them is Bentley Glazier. And making his way into the top 5 in points is Kevin DeBrown. Falling back one spot to 5th is Chad Coleman. That's your top 5 in points, folks. That's going to do it for us tonight. I do believe these guys are going to be at Talladega Super Speedway next week. Make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be awesome. And just real quick, here we are, Corey, 22. It's a new year. I hope this year is better for everybody than it was than last year, because, man, it was rough last year. But your thoughts on tonight's race?
Well, it started off great. It was exciting. It was kind of tempered. It was kind of everything you kind of expect out of a short track race, but kind of hoped it was a little bit more green. But, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, no pun intended, with our former points leader. But all in all, impressed with that 39 machine and how he fared on those last restarts, pulling off the W here tonight.
Absolutely. You gotta admit, the kid did a great thing tonight. He, like he said himself, spun early in the race and marched his way all the way to the front, just picking them off one by one. So, folks, that's going to do it for myself, John Mushin Jr., Corey, up here in the booth with me tonight. Down in the production van is Cody. He brings us these marvelous 4K pictures. We're LSRTV. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you tune in next week when we go to Talladega Super Speedway for the Trans-Service Logistics Blizzard's Cup Series here